Anna in Clapham.
Good morning, Mr.
Morning.
Clegg. You'll have to forgive me. I'm feeling very emotional, and I'm actually shaking because I've been listening to the issue with the little boy who died all morning.
This is Daniel Pelka, yeah.
And it is. I don't blame you. It's just.
Can you just let me say what I'm going to say? Because my real name is Glory. My address is Bexley.
I'm so sorry. This is me. Sorry, I've got to ask why you're doing this, because I don't really want you giving your address on the radio for various reasons. I'm happy to call you. I'm so sorry. I was called you Glory. So I'd really ask you to rethink that. What is it you'd like to say to the Deputy Prime Minister?
I'm feeling emotional because I'm going back 50 years.
Yeah.
And I wasn't protected by a social worker to the point where when I took my A-levels, I actually left home, going to a children's home at 16. I have to say to you, Mr. Clegg, that the reason I wanted to change my name was because I felt that I wasn't worthy to phone you up. Now, years ago, that was given to me as a great gift by my mother, who tortured me, who made me kneel on a bathroom floor for most of the night with a ruler on my hands, making me pay for whatever sort of punishment she thought I needed for something that perhaps I hadn't done.
So when you hear a case like this, where this is almost mirrored, it is obviously very distressing for you, Glory. What is it you want to ask of Mr. Clegg?
I want to know what protection, because this has gone on for years, Mr. Clegg. Okay. Ruth West and her partner, Myra Hindley, and
indeed, there are many well-documented cases. Let's go to... I have to tell you, in fact, when the Deputy Prime Minister came in, the first thing he said to me this morning was, have you seen that story, how appalling it was? So I know it's high on your register. Mr. Clegg,
Well,
Glory, I think is...
Glory. Is it Gloria or Glory?
what I'm trying to say...
No, okay, I think it was Glory. Yeah, I think it's Glory. I'll come back to you in a second.
Glory, firstly, I'm so sorry to hear what you suffered as a child, and I can totally understand now seeing this news about what's happened to this just vile, evil murder by his own parents of this little 4-year-old, Daniel Pelka.
It's a stepfather, just to clarify.
Sorry,
yeah,
mother and stepfather.
Yeah.
Can I just say just the thing, just on a human level, that you always get shaken as a human being when you read in such detail and hear in such detail about such vile abusive behaviour towards a little child. But what on this case I find impossible to get my head around is that the mother and the stepfather actually starved. You starve your own child, because this is in conflict of one of the most basic parental instincts, which is to feed your child. That's instilled in our DNA to do that to ensure
the boy.
Anyway, look, I think we all ask the same question: how did this happen? What happened when the teachers saw this boy scavenging in bins for food, when they saw him lose all that weight, and they apparently did pass the information on? Why did no one act on it? When he went to hospital and the mum and the stepfather sort of spun on that web of lies, what happened to the concerns that people had? You know, so many teachers and people in the NHS and social work that I know have only the best interests of children at heart. It's not a lack of motive, but I think what people worry about is that maybe one bit of the system doesn't talk to the other bit of the system, and information can fall between two stools. That's what this so-called serious case review is all about, so that you basically get an independent person now who's going to ask everybody who came into contact with this little boy, what did you know, who did you pass information on, who acted on it, and so on and so forth.
Well, were you being a bit dismissive then when you called it a so-called...
No.
I didn't know whether you said that rather dismissive.
No, I didn't mean
you see merit in this review.
Of course I do. Of course I do. No, I wasn't being dismissive. I was just saying that people might not be used to the jargon. So this is an independent person who comes in, quite rightly, and when these cases happen...
Too often they happen.
And they try and come up with a reason why such visible suffering, an emaciated boy who I think was 1.5 stone.
1 stone 3.
It's just, clearly people must have seen something wrong with this boy. I think his death should be on all of our consciences, and I just think we've.
But you're in a unique position, Mr. Clegg.
Yes.
What should the government be doing?
Well, what we have done already is get rid of a lot of the complexity and bureaucracy that we've worried might have meant that cases were not picked up earlier. And so we've simplified the way in which child protection is organised, because you've got all these different agencies. You've got health, you've got social care, you've got the school environment, and so on and so forth. But this serious case review, and we'll announce who the independent person is who's going to run it as soon as we can. I think will play a disproportionately important role in showing what more we need to do to make sure that people don't fall between the cracks.